Okay, so today we are going to be celebrating my birthday, which is, yay, really amazing. This year I asked for books and I'm going to celebrate the books that I received by doing a quick book haul with you guys, and I'm really excited about it. So let's get right into the books that I received and yeah, my plans for them. Let's get into it. So some of these gifts that I've received I've not unwrapped yet, and I'm going to be unwrapping them while we do this video, so that's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be just as surprised as you guys. But 3 of them I did open, I did already open because I live with the people who gave them to me. So the first one I'm going to show you is the book that my dad gave to me for my birthday, which is this book, The Black Prism by Brent Weeks. Now this is a very highly recommended book, and I'm very excited to receive it. So I'm going to read the blurb on the back. So it says, Guile or Jill is the prism, the most powerful man in the world. He is the highest priest and emperor, a man whose power, wit, and charm are all that preserves a tenuous peace. Yet prisms never last. And Jill, or Guile, knows exactly how long he has left to live. When Giles discovers he has a son born in a far kingdom after the war that put him in power, he must decide how much he's willing to pay to protect a secret that could tear his world apart. So this is apparently an epic fantasy, and Brent Weeks has come very highly recommended. Apparently he's a wonderful author of epic fantasy stories. I've never read anything by him before, so I was very happy to receive this. Thank you, Dad. Yay! So there's that one. So from my stepmother, I received this book, Scythe, and I am so very excited to read this book because the one thing I knew about this book before I had received it is that this book follows death, and I just think that's going to be amazing because I've never read anything like this. I've heard about it. I have seen people showing it on booktube channels, but I haven't listened to what it's actually about, because once I knew it was about death, I knew I would want to read it, and I'm so happy to get it. So let's read the blurb. It says, what if death was the only thing left to control? In a perfect world, the only way to die is to be gleaned by a professional scythe. When Citra and Rowan are chosen to be apprentice scythes, they know they have no option but to learn the art of killing. However, the terrifying responsibility of choosing their victims is just the start. Corruption is the order of the day, and Citra and Rowan need to stick together to fight it. Then they are told that one of them will have to glean the other. Oh my god. This sounds amazing. I've never written a book about death, doing death thing, and it just sounds really awesome. So I'm very happy to have this. Yay! So the final book that I've already unwrapped came from my niece, and you guys, when I saw this, I was incredibly excited because it is the second book in a series that you guys know I read the first book and I absolutely loved it. It is Firefight by my favorite author, Brandon Sanderson. Now, as you guys know, a couple of months ago, I read this book, Steelheart, which is the first book in the Reckoners. I was going to say the wrong thing there. In the Reckoners series, and I gave this 5 stars. It is a superhero series, and I'm not normally someone who likes superhero series, but Brandon Sanderson did this book so well that I had to give it 5 stars. Firefight is the second book in the series, and I'm so excited to get into this book and get back into this world and see where things are going to go from here. The way that the first book, Steelheart, left off was just, oh my gosh, I just wanted to keep reading. So the fact that I have this book, I'm just so grateful, and a thank you to my niece for getting this one for me. Thank you. Okay, so the next book I'm going to unwrap is from my sister. So I haven't unwrapped this one yet, so let's have a look at what's inside this one. Oh my god! It's Vampire Academy! Yay! This is awesome! So in May, I'm going to be reading, this month, I'm going to be reading the 4th book in this series, and this is the 5th book in the series, Spirit Bound. Thank you to my beautiful sister for this. I love this series, as you guys know. I read the first, I believe, 3 books many, many, many years ago, so long ago that I didn't really remember much about them at all, and I've really been enjoying the reread, so this will allow me to keep going in June, which is so good. Thank you so much, sis. I really appreciate it. Mwah. Thank you. So this one is from my mum. So let's see what I got from this one. Ooh, sticky tape's rather tough on this one. Okay. Ooh. Oh, there's a note in this one. I just saw the word Mistborn. Oh my god. Yes, it is! Yay! This is Shadows of Self, which is the 5th book in the Mistborn series. I'm going to be reading the 4th book, The Alloy of Law, this month. Yay! I'm so very excited to continue on. This is my absolute favourite series of all time. So thank you, Mum. I really appreciate it. There's a note in here. Just going to quickly look. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is amazing. It says, "Hi Francois, book 6, Bands of Mourning, has been ordered and is on the way. Love from Mum." Oh my gosh, so I've got 5 here and 6 is on the way. Oh, thank you so much, Mum. I really appreciate that because that will allow me to complete the Mistborn series. I'm very, very excited, you guys. Oh my gosh, you guys know how much I love Mistborn. I've read the first 3 books and they all received 5 stars. I'm reading book 4 this month and now I can read this one in June and then I can read book 6. Hopefully it arrives in time to read it in July and that will be the completion of the Mistborn series. Oh, thank you, Mum. I really appreciate it. Thank you. So these next 2 that I'm going to open, I actually ordered for myself for my birthday, and I honestly don't remember what they are at all. So let's have a look and see what's in them. What did I get for myself? I love the wrapping paper though. It's got nice little rainbows and unicorns. Very nice. I have no idea what this is. Ah, yeah. Now I remember. 6 of Crows. Oh, this is awesome. So this is a book that has come highly, highly, highly recommended. And people just keep talking about it. And the more they keep talking about it and the more they keep talking about how much they love it, it's just enticing me so much to read it. So it's the first book in the Grishaverse. So let's read the back, shall we? Criminal Prodigy, Kaz Brecker has been offered a chance at a deadly heist, break into the Ice Court, a military stronghold that has never been breached, and retrieve a hostage whose knowledge could change Grisha magic forever. To succeed would mean riches beyond Kaz's wildest dreams, but he can't put it off alone. 6 dangerous outcasts, 1 impossible heist. Together they might just be unstoppable if they don't kill each other first. Oh my god, yay! I'm so happy that I got this for myself. And I'm so happy that I forgot what it was. It made the surprise even more exciting. Yay! So this is another one that I got myself. I got myself 2 presents this year. I decided because, why not get myself some presents? And again, I do not remember what this is, but we'll see it together, I guess. It's a big book, so it'll take a while to read, but I don't, for the life of me, remember what it is. Okay, what's this? Ah! Excellent. It's Last Sacrifice, the final book in the Vampire Academy series. So, yay! Very excited about that. So, I will read book 4 in May, book 5 from my sister, thank you again, in June, and the final concluding book in the Vampire Academy's Last Sacrifice in July. Yay! I'm going to be finishing a few series in July, so there we go. So this is a special moment for me. These next 4 books have been given to me from the bookstore that I ordered from. We have a really good relationship, and when they found out it was my birthday, they decided to give me some gifts, which was so nice, and thank you to them, and they've wrapped them up too, so let's see what books they've given me, and thank you, and that's really, really sweet, by the way. Okay. What's this one? It is... Oh, it's Hawk. Hawk. The apocalypse is over. Ooh, really, really interesting. Oh, wow. Okay, so just reading the blurb, Hawk doesn't know her real name. She doesn't know who her parents are or where they went. The only thing she remembers is that they told her to wait on a street corner until they came back for her. That was 10 years ago. The day that she finally gives up waiting is the moment her life changes forever because the promise becomes reality. Someone is coming for her, but it's not a rescue. It's an execution. Ooh, there we go. Ooh, this sounds really, really interesting. Thank you so much to my beautiful bookstore. Let's get into the next one, shall we? Wonder what this one will be. Oh. Oh. Ooh. This looks interesting. I like the cover. So this is Monuments by Will Costas. A new blockbuster fantasy series from best-selling an Australian YA author. Oh, that's really cool, because I don't read a lot of Australian authors' works these days. I'm more inclined to read American authors these days, thanks to BookTube, but yay, Australian fantasy author, this sounds cool. So it says on the back, they built the world, now we have the power to change it. For teens, Connor, Sally, and Lockie, an extraordinary day is about to become an extraordinary adventure of mythical proportions. Oh my gosh, how awesome is that? I love my mythical works. You guys know this because I read The Heroes of Olympus, The Lost Hero, and gave that book 5 stars, and I'm reading the Percy Jackson's first book in the Percy Jackson series this month, so I love my mythology books. This is really, really cool. Thanks, guys. Will Costas. Have to remember that name. Australian author. I have to start supporting more Australian authors because I do read a lot of American works. Alright, here's another one. Ooh, this one has dolphins on the cover. Isn't that nice? On the wrapping paper, anyway. Alright, let's have a look. Ooh, this one looks a lot trickier to open. Ooh, nice. There we go. It is Man in Armour, and it's by Siobhan McKenna. How much money is enough? Let's have a read. Charles lives in the testosterone-driven, high-powered, brutal world of investment banking. It is a world dominated by deals, bonuses, bravado, and savagery. Charles is a master of this world. Each day he shrugs on a metaphorical suit of armor and goes out into a dog-eat-dog world to accumulate power and make money. He's a man who is familiar with casual brutality. His childhood saw to that. But there is a price to pay. Now at the peak of his career, his armor is rusted and bloodstained and no longer protecting him the way it once did. He finds himself empty, always cold, no friends, a family that's falling apart. Over the course of 2 days, everything in Charles' life comes into question. His carefully constructed world is starting to splinter, and he's splintering too. Shocking, powerful, and ultimately immensely moving, Man in Armour is a fascinating and fully compelling novel of a man at the end of his tether with a sharp-eyed, incisive focus that also carries real emotional and moral resonance. Written by an ultimate business insider, a woman who knows the world of power, money, and deal-making intimately, this novel carries an undeniable authenticity and force. So it sounds like a contemporary, but, you know, that's fine. Sounds interesting. So, yeah, thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. All right, we have one more to open from my bookstore again. So let's see. Okay. Oh. Okay. Ooh, The Last Smile in Sunder City. Ooh, and I'm just reading the tagline. What do you do when the magic runs out? Ooh, this sounds very interesting, and I love the cover. Okay. On the back it says, I'm Fetch Phillips. Just like it says on the window, there are 3 things you should know before you hire me. Reads like a resume. 1, sobriety cost extra. Nice. 2, my services are confidential. And 3, I don't work for humans. Ooh. It's nothing personal, I'm human myself, but after what happened to all the magic, it's not the humans who need my help. And that's by another Australian author. So this is another fantasy by an Australian author. Yay, thanks guys, that's really awesome. Ah, cool. Oh, I've done well. I've done really, really, really well. So I have 1, 2... Oh, wow, I'm doing really well over here, can you tell? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 books. That is awesome. That's an awesome book haul. And I think most of them will probably end up on my June TBR, which is really exciting as well. I think, yeah, with Vampire Academy, I think the 6th one will go on to my July TBR. And with the final Mistborn, that will go on July as well. But I think the rest of these could probably just go straight into my June TBR, which would be really amazing. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much to everyone who bought me books for my birthday. That's really amazing. The fact that you guys are willing to support my reading and allow me to keep reading these new and, in your view, amazing books. I really do appreciate that. So thank you. Thank you so very, very much. This is just really awesome and I really appreciate it. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I'm looking at the books right now. I've just stacked them up. I put them directly into my June TBR, the ones that I can anyway. And oh my gosh, this is incredible. I don't know if I'll be able to get through all of them in June because I have 2 more books that I need to add to my June TBR that I have to add, that I've already planned in April that I was going to add to my June TBR. So I'll probably have to sacrifice 2 and read them in July. But I will say this to my wonderful family, to my dad, my stepmom, my niece, my mum, my sister. All of your books are definitely going to be on my June TBR. So I will include The Black Prism, Scythe, the one which my mum got me for Easter, Firefight, which I got from my niece, Vampire Academy 5, which I got from my sister, and Shadows of Self, which is the next book in the Mistborn series, the second last book in the Mistborn series from my mum. So thank you to everyone who bought me books, who's continuing to support my reading. I really do appreciate it. So thank you. It just means the world to me. If you were just here for the book unhaul, I want to say thank you for being here to witness this, and I'm going to let you guys go. Peace, blessings, and so much love. What we're going to do now, in honor of my birthday, is I'm finally going to be revealing my favorite booktubers. I've been saying I was going to do this since I started this channel, and I worked out, I think somewhere in April, that I'd rather do it on my birthday. So we're going to do that when we come back. But for those of you who won't be joining me for that one, I completely understand, and thank you for joining me. I do post videos every Monday, Thursday, and Sunday, with a review on Monday, my midweek vlog on Thursday, and my wrap up on Sunday. So I hope you can join me then. Letting you go with peace, blessings, and so much love, and happy reading to you. For the rest of you, we'll be back to discuss my favorite booktubers in just a moment. Oh my gosh, I'm just so happy about these books, you guys. Alright, let's do this. Let's get into this segment that I know a lot of you have been waiting for quite some time. I'm going to talk to you about my top 3 favourite booktubers. And these are in no particular order, but the one that I keep referring to, saying, you know, she recommended this and because of her, I will reveal her at the end. But I'm going to start off by talking about Books Michelle. So Books Michelle, I feel, is just such a fun person to watch. I love her booktube. She is a Dutch girl who speaks English in her booktube, so even if you don't speak Dutch, you can still watch her. But she's just really lovely. I love her perspective. I just love her as a person. I just think she's a really beautiful, beautiful person inside and out, and it's just really nice watching her stuff. So I wanted to give her a shout out, and I will be leaving the links to all of my favorite booktubers in the comment section below. Books Michelle does her booktube similar to what I do. She will talk about what she's been reading. She'll talk about her TBRs, stuff like that. And she's just so much fun. You'll know what I mean as soon as you go over there. So when you're done with this video, what are you waiting for? Go and check her out, because she's just, oh my gosh, I love her. She's just so beautiful. So go ahead and watch her and let me know what you think. The next booktuber that I'm going to talk about is a booktuber by the name of Daniel Green. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys know of Daniel Green. He is arguably one of the most, if not the most popular fantasy booktuber that's out there at the moment. What I love about Daniel's booktube is that he kind of does things differently to a lot of the rest of us, in that Daniel will come up with a topic rather than an April, I'm just thinking of a random month, but rather than a TBR and then a monthly wrap and reading vlogs and stuff like that, Daniel will come up with topics for books and discuss them. So he will talk about YA fantasy, for example, adult fantasy, he'll compare them. He will talk about Lord of the Rings and his thoughts on the world breaking. He'll talk about character-driven books and, you know, how good they are versus plot-driven books, and is hardcover better than a paperback. And so his is not what I would call your regular type of booktube, but it goes deeper because he attempts to answer the questions that a lot of us want to know the answers to. And he's a lot of fun to watch. Daniel also takes a lot of his time in editing, because in most of his videos, he has a green comment on his, surname, Green, a green screen behind him in a lot of them. So he does a lot of editing post video work, which I don't do. For my style of booktube, I like to just say what I'm going to say, record it, and then put it up, because I'm not about the fancy schmancy kind of thing. But I do appreciate that he does that. And yeah, he's just a lot of fun. You can definitely learn a lot from Daniel. He pulls no punches. He will tell you exactly what he thinks, and I appreciate that too. But he also makes the point to get back in the comment section as to what other people think, and he's more than willing for everyone to just talk about their own opinion, but he won't pull any punches. He'll tell you exactly how he feels. And so I find his videos to be a lot of fun. One regular thing that he does is unboxing videos. I think he calls it please God don't make it a bomb or something like that, just because it's a really catchy title, I think. But yeah, so those are a lot of fun and he does them regularly. But otherwise, he even does interviews with authors and things like that, which is pretty cool. I haven't seen any of those interviews yet, but I imagine they're cool because he has a really cool booktube. So, but yeah, the videos that I have seen of his were just a lot of fun to watch. I especially love the hardback versus paperback video, because I am more of a paperback person myself, but it was interesting to see him really go into the finer details of which one is better for all different reasons. And magic systems, because his booktube revolves solely or mostly around fantasy, he will talk about things like magic systems and his thoughts on them. He'll rank his favorite series and things like that. It's a lot of fun to watch. So that's Daniel Green, and I will put him into the description down below as well. But for the time that we have left, I'm going to talk about my number one most favorite. If this YouTuber puts up a video and I get a notification and I'm not doing anything, bam, I'm going straight to that video and I'm watching it right away, because I love this booktuber so much. I've spoken about her under the pseudonym Her, so, or my favorite booktuber for a while now. And when I first started my booktube channel, I started it because of her. So I came across this booktuber, who I'll reveal in a moment. I came across this booktuber when she was doing a Harry Potter series. So she was rereading Harry Potter. She did this a few years ago, and she would do 2 videos for every time she read Harry Potter. The first video would be a gush review talking about all the things she loves about the book, and the second video would be about things that don't make sense when it comes to the book and the world and all those sorts of things. I found the title of these videos to be really intriguing because it's not something that I've seen addressed before. So I started watching her things that don't make sense with Harry Potter videos, which she did videos for every single book after she'd read them, and found them to be amazing. I fell in love with her as a person. I found that she's very personable. She reminds me a lot of me in the way that I am when it comes to my reading as well. So I started watching her current videos within the probably about the 3rd week of January this year, and I fell in love with them. By the time I got to the 4th week of January, after watching so many of her videos, I binge watched her channel and caught up to date with where she was. So watched the first 3 weeks of January of 2020 on her channel. I knew I had to do a booktube as well, so I started doing mine. I'm going to tell you her name now, and then I'll talk a bit more about her channel. So her name is Murphy Napier, and honestly, she is not only is she the inspiration to my channel, but she is the inspiration for most of the things that I have done on this channel. While we don't always read the same books, our style, for me, sans editing, because I don't edit where she does, for me, sans editing, otherwise, I keep my booktube to the style that she has hers. I don't copy everything that she does, but there are repetitive segments that she has within her channel that I felt would be the perfect foundation for me to build off. And the regular things that you see, the regular content you see from me on my booktube came from what she's doing. So with my TBRs, my wrap-up videos, my vlogs, all that stuff came thanks to Murphy. Now, next thing I want to talk to you guys about is Mistborn, and I do believe I have Mistborn. Oh, I have Mistborn right above me. Just a moment. So here's Mistborn. So as you guys know, I love this series, but I would not have known about the series if not for Murphy. So when she first started talking about this series, she was gushing more than I've seen anyone gush about a book. And just talking about how fantastic this series is, and that anyone who loves fantasy really should get into this and at least give it a go. And the more she spoke about it, the more I thought, I have to read this series. So I purchased the first book and I read it, and you guys know the rest is history. I fell in love with this series so much, and that was thanks to Murphy. There are a number of books. I'd probably say about a quarter of the books that I've read so far in 2020 have come directly from her recommendations. Sometimes there are books that she gushes about that she loves that I will just straight away read, but I will not be afraid to say I don't like this book. And one example of that is Pet Sematary. So Murphy recommended Pet Sematary, saying it's a really, really, really good book. I read it. I thought the plot was okay, but I went into reading Pet Sematary wanting a horror book, and I didn't find it to be so horrific. It didn't scare me at all. It more dealt with grief and death and things like that, which is fine, and I don't have a problem with that. And she even spoke about that and how she appreciated that, but for me, I didn't. So I'm not afraid to disagree with her. Certainly, as I said, she recommended Mistborn. She loves it, so do I. She recommended The Selection, which she loves, so do I, and a few others along the way as well. So I have so much to thank Murphy for. And if you go back to any of my past videos where I'm saying, thanks to my favorite booktuber recommending this one, I'm now reading it, this is who I'm referring to. I am referring to Murphy Napier. I definitely recommend that you check her out. She's not the #1 booktuber out there, but she definitely is in my heart. I think she's an incredibly relatable person. She gets her point across really well, and because she has regular content such as monthly TBRs, monthly wrap-ups, including statistics, and I followed suit as she does. I show you my statistics as well because of her, and reading vlogs and stuff like that, you really get a sense of what she goes through each month with her reading. And so I highly recommend Murphy Napier if you have not come across her before. She's just, yeah, so much fun. And anytime I get a notification from any of my other booktubers, I will wait until I have a chance to get to them. But the moment I get a notification from Murphy, I will watch her videos right away. The last thing I want to say about her is that I did email her at one point because I thought, yeah, I love this booktuber so much. I have literally binge watched every video that she's ever done because after I started my booktube channel, I went back to her earliest one and watched all the way through. So I've seen all of her videos now, and she's been on for about 3 or 4 years. And I finally emailed her because I thought, it's high time. Love her. I'm going to email her. So I emailed her and she emailed me back a couple of days later with this really beautiful email. And yeah, we've emailed back and forth ever since. So she's very personable in that way as well. She's a booktuber that you feel like you can reach out to her and she will respond back to you and build a rapport and a relationship with you. So I definitely highly recommend Murphy. The last thing that I want to talk about, again, I keep saying last thing, but there's a lot of things I want to discuss with Murphy, is that Murphy got me back into Goodreads. I was on Goodreads when it first came out. I loved it, but I didn't use it the way I do now because now I have a booktube channel, so it's very different now to how it was back then. But Murphy has been on Goodreads for goodness knows how long. And so I decided to go back to my Goodreads, and it has helped me so much with this channel because whenever I finish a book, I leave a review, leave my ratings, all that. When it comes to the monthly wrap-up, all of the stuff is there on Goodreads, and you guys can follow me on Goodreads if you want and check out that information over there. I certainly follow Murphy on Goodreads. It's just, yeah, I can't thank her enough for everything she's done for me. But the biggest thing that Murphy has done for me is gotten me back into reading. In 2019 and 2018, I probably picked up 2 books and I DNF'd both of them. I did not finish them. And that is not me. Anyone who knows me knows how much I love to read. And while I'm certainly reading a lot more now than even I used to way back in the day, I was one of those people who was always reading a book. And even if I was traveling somewhere, I had a book in my bag, very, Rory Gilmore, for example. And so to have 2 years go by where I only picked up 2 books but didn't finish any of them really does say a lot. Thanks to Murphy inspiring me to get back into this channel, I have now to date read 35 books in the space of about 5 months, which is amazing for me. I never normally... I don't think I've ever read 35 books in a year. So the fact that I've read 35 books in 5 months is really incredible for me. So I just have so much love for her. Her link is down below. I definitely recommend you go and follow her. You will not be disappointed with Murphy Napier. Not at all. All right, so that's where I'm going to leave it. A very big thank you to my dad, my stepmom, my niece, my mum, my sister, and my bookstore for all of the books that they gave me that I showed you guys in this video. Thank you to you guys for your continued support and all of your wonderful birthday messages. I received them all and they were beautiful, so thank you. Letting you guys go, peace, blessings, and so much love. I post videos every Monday, Sunday, and Thursday, and I will see you again soon. Mwah. Happy reading. Bye, guys. Bye.